All right. Deborah with Dallas White. Thank you for joining me today. And this video is going to be for you and your team. I'm going to show you real quick, just so you guys know, if you're watching this video and you don't know who I am, my name is John Wayne, just like the Duke. No, I'm not related. That's not his real name. It was Marion Robert Morrison. We do look alike. His
Wow.
John Wayne's a stage name. He got the nickname the Duke because he used to take his dog to work with him when he did movies, and his dog's name was Duke, so they nicknamed him the Duke. Anyway,
Oh, wow.
the name's been in my generation for seven. The name's been in my family for 7 generations. It's just a coincidence, but I take full advantage of it. Okay. This is my website, johnwaynecontracts.com. The forms on here, I'm going to show you that in a minute. But just for those who don't know me real quick, if you want to learn more, simply go to YouTube. And in YouTube, you can search John Wayne Contracts. You don't even have to spell it right. And there's, I think, close to 300 videos online right now.
Oh,
So
wow.
if you see
Okay.
this picture of me or you see my daughter, my desktop used to have her on there. I got hundreds of videos with her on it. So if you see Cake Please or any of that, those are, you can learn, gather information, what have you, and do your research on me. Also, LinkedIn, I've got hundreds of articles on LinkedIn. So anyway, in case you guys want to do some research on me, it's right there. It's all over the internet. JohnWayneContracts.com is the website. Now, this portal that we've created is in beta version. We just released it this week. This portal's purpose is for buyers and sellers to communicate. Now, yes, I got a guy said, well, there's already eBay and Craigslist and sellmycrapquick.com. What makes your portal different from them? And it's because the verification process we do for the buyers and sellers in here. And he goes, well, sellmycrick.com has a verification process, and I got a 4.5 star rating on there. Well, guess what? There's no star rating on here. You're either in or you're out. You get 1 star, you're in. No stars, you're out. It's that simple. The verification process is this. So a buyer can post that he's looking for such and such, and this is what he wants to pay. The seller can post, this is what we have, and this is what we're willing to sell it for. Again, just like everybody else. But the verification process is that the buyer can verify to the seller or vice versa any kind of documentation that's documented in the system and verified in the system. DSBS or their cage code or their CCR or ORCA registrations, which people don't even know about anymore, but they're still a part of the new SAM system. They just don't know it. Ignorance is bliss, right? They can verify insurance, bonding, any type of special licensing, verifications, proof of past performance, references, non-compete disclosures, non-disclosures, non-circumventions, proof of funds, letters of intent. And the sellers also can verify, bills of lading, proof of life, proof of supply, profit loss statements, factory audits, any certification or verification that's required to do business can be verified in here in an up-to-date, by the minute accurate system. And forget about all the fees involved in doing business anymore. Attorney's fees, bonded warehouses, port verification fees. Imagine no transaction fees, none. The people are, especially in the government arena, they're using FedBid and FedConnect. They're using GSA. And a lot of them think GSA is the government. GSA is not the government. They are a private for-profit third party that gets a percentage of every transaction. These services like them and sellmycrapquick.com, they're getting up to 5% or more of the transaction. So if your markup's 10% and you use a system to sell it, you just lost half your sell to the system that helped you sell it. It's mind-boggling. This system is simple. It's either a 1% fee or you pay an annual, or right now we're doing a lifetime registration, limited time only, where you can get in for lifetime or annually and not pay a transaction fee. Or if you don't want to pay a monthly or an annual or lifetime transaction fee, you can pay 1% of the transaction versus 3 to 4 to 5 through other services. And if you get in on the lifetime, it's no transaction fees ever for life, limited time only. Having said that, I'm going to put together a video showing you how to use the forum. I'm not going to waste your time with that right now. I just want to let you guys know it exists, and it's going to be phenomenal. And everyone in this system is going to be verified by me. If they're not legitimate, they will not be in here. This is not a pay to play. They have to be legitimate. And I have myself and my team have a full process of how we verify people to make sure they're legitimate. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that they've been my clients for years, or I've seen them do business with other clients, etc. Sorry, I get really excited about this stuff, you know. I've seen the issues and the problems with doing business these days. The buyers have problems working with the sellers, and the sellers have problem working with the buyers, and most of it's stupidity. Anyway, what I want to show you now is, for you guys that don't know, FBO no longer exists. FBO.gov, federalbusinessopportunities.gov, is the system that you used to find stuff to bid on. They've migrated it into SAM, which they're doing with all these systems, including FPDS. I'm going to show you next. And if you guys use FPDS, do it now, because it's only going to be around for another week or two. sam.beta.gov is where you find contracts to bid on. You can go directly at beta.sam.gov or sam.beta.gov, because they named it both ways, because it is the government, and you know, we're government people are humans, and we all have flaws, we make mistakes. You can go in here and go to contracting opportunities, and we can look for give me the best keyword you'd like to search.
PPE.
Okay, personal protection equipment. And I'm glad you brought that up, because PPP actually has 5 main acronyms with the government. It stands for personal protection equipment. It stands for past performance verification, past performance experience, PPE. So keep in mind, guys, when using acronyms, a lot of times the governments will have the same acronyms for, same acronyms for different meanings. If you need an acronyms list, let me know. I've got one. PPE is personal protection equipment. So we put it in there, we hit search. That's going to bring us a lot of opportunities. Cleaning supplies, personal protection equipment, personal protection services, sterilization, etc. But the opportunities that are in here are typically, as 160, 200 PPE, they're typically current active opportunities. Now, whether it be supplies or services, and whether it be in your state or another state, a lot of government contracts on the federal side will allow you to bid on and supply and do contracts or services, or sell products and services to the government in other states under your local license. So when you think, okay, we can only do this here in our state, no. 95% of the contracts that are out there you can do under your local license in any state. Because if FEMA needs you, you're not going to go registered in that state to do business with them. So you're grandfathered in.
Okay.
The opportunities are simple. Click on them, read the synopsis. The synopsis is going to tell you the basic blah, blah, blah. All it says is various cleaning supplies. We download the attachments, view the attachments, see what it is that we want to buy, when the due date is. If we can bid on it, we bid on it. It's that simple. People tend to complicate it or overthink it all the time. They overthink it. Well, it can't be that simple. It is. And a lot of these opportunities to submit your bid is that simple. They're not asking for 45 pages of paperwork that you got to fill out. They have a 97-page document they want you to submit. Yeah, but you only got to fill out 2 pages.
Wow.
Or they may just send them an email with their capability statement saying, this is what it is we want to buy. Do you have it? If so, can you guarantee supply? And if so, how much for this amount and this amount per month?
Very cool.
Right? So that's beta.sam.gov or sam.beta.gov, depending on how you look at it and how to use it. If you have a cage code and you're already registered in SAM, you can go to beta.sam or sam.beta and create an account, make these searches, set them up to run automatically, and do it by keyword, not by NAICS code, because NAICS codes are vague and confusing. Use keywords, set them up to run automatically. All you got to do is check your email every day to see if there's an opportunity to bid on.
Okay.
All right. The next system I want to show you, and I'm sorry I'm talking so fast, guys. I eat, sleep, and breathe this. I love it, and I get really excited about it. So I'll slow down a little bit. Sorry.
You're fine.
If I go too fast, you're going to watch this video later. Just pause it, rewind. It allows me to get more information in 1 hour if I go too fast. fpds.gov. You will notice they took it down. No, here it is. They had a countdown timer over here, but it's gone now. They are going to migrate, or they're actually in the process of migrating FPDS forms into SAM right now. So we're witnessing history. This system's been around since I've been doing government contracts, and this is my favorite system, and they're getting rid of it. They're migrating it into SAM, and that means it's going to be a beta version, and it's going to take a while for them to work out the buzzers and whistles. So you got probably a week or two left to use this system. If you get the chance, get in here and check it out. You can also go to the archives. If you're computer savvy, you can download all the documentation from this system all the way back to 1988 and just save it in an Excel spreadsheet and have that data, which might get lost when it migrates over to SAM. Or like when they migrated FBO into SAM, which they did quite a while ago, before they did the migration, they deleted the data out of FBO beyond 1 year. And they did the same thing with 2 other systems before they migrated, because it's easier to migrate 1 year's worth of data than all the history of the data back in Commented, Deluxe, and C++ and stuff I don't even remember anymore.
Right.
So all that data past 1 year was gone. So if you get a chance, get in here, go to the archives, download all the past data, and you've got it. So when they do the migration, if they lose it, you still have it. I got it. You don't create
Okay,
an
I will
account.
do that when we finish this call, definitely.
Okay. Don't create an account. Don't log in. This is for purchasing agents. This is for prime contractors who are proving that they've hired subs, which they rarely do in here. They usually do that in the DSPS or in PPERS or CPARS or FAPIS. But don't log in. You don't need to. You just go to home, go to the easy search, and put in PPE. There's 3,446 contracts in the system under PPE. Now, that's not an exact search. You can have businesses with it in their name. You can have contracts where PPE is using as a different acronym, but this will give us an overall idea. And keep in mind, this 3,446 is only 10% of the spending that I've found on average. It's about 7%. So if you're seeing 3,400 contracts in here, there's probably 34,000. You're seeing less than 10% of those, because the government will never show you in one place where they spend all their money ever. You can search this. I'm sorry, did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Tell me to slow down. It's okay. You can sort this system by action obligation, which means the size of the contract, largest to smallest, vice versa. You can source it by date signed to see the most recent contract that's been awarded, or the first contract that was awarded. So you can sort it by descending or ascending. And not only can you find the data, but you can find details on the data. So just for argument's sake, let's go back to action obligation and let's look at the largest contract was awarded this year, April 3rd, to Vinergy for $33 million. Click the view link. Don't worry about the codes because they're often wrong. They're a service-disabled veteran-owned company. This is for COVID-19 PPE mask N95s. Now,
Wow.
only one source, and look at how many offers received. Blam.
What?
Now, why was it sole sourced and not put out for competition? Most likely because it's an emergency purchase. They need it quickly. How did this company win it since they didn't bid on it? They either A, already had an established relationship with the government and that purchasing agent knew them. B, they marketed themselves properly and got in front of the purchasing agent at the right time at the right place. Or C, there was actually a solicitation put out as a sole source, and they asked for people to make offers, and they accepted one of the offers without putting it out to bid.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, 2 things. COVID-19, PPE mask N95. These are extremely hard to find, especially if they're manufactured by certain manufacturers. We're not going to mention any names because I'm not here to advertise. This whole process, I'm going to tie this back in real quick because we just randomly searched this, right? And picked
Right.
the largest contract, and it just happened to be last month. That's why we've created this portal, this forum, is so that suppliers and buyers can share this information and be able to communicate and cut the brokers who are manipulating the system and taking advantage of it and making $1 per mask instead of, if you're making 5 cents or 10 cents, you're a businessman, you're making money. If you're gouging the system and charging $1, and that's why hospitals are paying 8-9%, and someone's grandmother's dying because you're a jerk and had to make $15 million on this process, the government's going to catch your ass eventually, and you can't get away with it. It's just morally wrong. That system is
Right.
designed to keep that from happening. Everybody should be able to make money, but no one should be able to take advantage of the system.
Absolutely.
Now, would you absolutely love to know the purchasing agent who actually bought these masks?
Yeah.
That'd be great information, right?
Yeah.
Scroll back up here to prepared user. Copy that. That's not his email address. That could be his real name. It may not be, but that's not his real email address. That probably means he's done 776 transactions so far. Every time they make a purchase, they make up a new email address with a new number so they don't get spam. But we can search that email address in a top secret database that absolutely no one knows about. Do not share this information for anyone, guys, because no one knows about it. It's called Google. And survey says there is Matthew's real email address, and his phone number is probably on here somewhere. If we look far enough, we'll find it. Now, could you call Matthew and say, hey, Matthew, we see that you just recently bought 5 million masks or 50 million masks. Are you in need of more masks? Sure, you can do that. Absolutely. That's one of the things that I teach my clients to do is attack this system from every angle. Bid on contracts, go after primes that you can sell to as a sub or a supplier, go after purchasing agents to see if you can do sole source or single source, just like this. Only one source, one offer received, $33 million.
Wow.
And now you
Dang.
got Matthew's phone number. I'll help you write your elevator pitch. I'll tell you what to say and how to say it. I can't dial the phone for you.
Okay.
This system isn't a matter of muscle. It's just a matter of hustle. You throw enough stuff at the wall, things are going to stick.
Yeah.
Right? Now, this also not only gives you the information, sometimes it'll tell you how many masks. It'll give you the quantity. So if it told us that they bought 150 million at $33 million, we know what they paid per mask. It doesn't always tell us that. But what it does tell us is not only the buyer, but just as importantly, tells us the supplier. We can reach out to the supplier and maybe sell to them as a subcontractor or a supplier to them, which could be another way that we could get in with Matthew. If we start supplying Vinergy and Vinergy can't supply and we can, Vinergy might say, look, you guys go ahead and work with Matthew. Now we're in with Matthew.
Okay.
But we want to know if Vinergy's legitimate. Yeah, they won a $33 million contract. Sounds like they're legitimate. So have, the War Pigs guys were legitimate. Multi-billion-dollar contracts. And they got caught stealing or cheating. Eventually, just because they're in here and they won a big contract doesn't mean they're legit. Well, let's do some research. We're going to go to one more system I'm going to show you before I shut this down because the mosquitoes are getting crazy.
Uh-oh.
And this is a system that the Defense Logistics Agency, the DLA, uses to do their research. They don't use SAM. Okay, the DLA don't care about SAM. The DLA has their own system. It's called cage.dla.mil. Hopefully it still works. I put an extra typo in there. Hold on. Cage.dla.mil. You have to accept the terms and conditions. I agree. You simply do a DUNS number, where we just copied right out of FPDS for Vinergy.
Right.
search. And there's Vinergy. Hey, they got 2 cage codes. Imagine that. We didn't see that before. They have a DUNS with an extended DUNS. Could be for several reasons. They might have been underpaid on a contract because of a typo. And instead of fixing the typo, they just went ahead and created another cage code under the typo so they could get paid. Any number of reasons. They could be utilizing a separate set aside. Who knows? But we have Vinergy's information right there. And if we go to details, now we'll see their point of contacts, Corey Clive. Corey could be the CEO. Corey could be the SBLO, the Small Business Liaison Officer. Corey could be in charge of their supplier diversity. Corey could be someone's secretary who simply filled out this paperwork and hit send. If Corey's not the right person to talk to, Corey should know who to talk to, and there is Corey's phone number. Boom.
Wow. Okay. That's amazing.
That's how you attack this system from every angle. And this is what I do every day for my clients, is not only teach them how to do it, but then help them do it, write proposals for them, teach them how to write proposals, and teach them how to not make simple, basic mistakes that are going to cost them.
Cool.
And that's just on the government side. We got businesses that, hey, we've been doing 100,000 for the last 5 years, but we can't seem to get past that. We do research and we determine why they're not getting past that, and we fix that for them. Any questions?
No, sir. That's awesome. I'm going to call Brian and see if I can get him on the phone in just a few minutes, and I'm going to tell him he needs to watch this.
It takes, we've been on for about a half an hour. The video literally takes a half an hour to convert, and then I have to edit it and upload it, and I'm going to mark it private for now and then send you guys a link. All right?
Wonderful. Thank you so much, sir.
You can thank me after help you win your next contract. You'll hear me say it every day.
Okay.
All right. Anybody right now, the beta version of the John Wayne Contracts forum, which is under johnwaynecontracts.com/community. It's a beta version. It's free. When you go to the forum, scroll to the bottom, click the join now for free and join. Help me work the bugs out. Once we get it out of beta, then, it's going to get serious real quick. All right.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Working on it. Have a good night.
All right. Bye-bye.